There we go. There it is.
Yeah, this is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. This is for the G's and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's.
Breathe. At
Yeah,
ease. Let me
Eddie.
get some more of them. I don't even want to go on. I don't even want to
Woo!
do it, Big V. I don't
Yes,
even.
sir. Yes, sir. Salute to the West Coast. Salute to the greatest West Coast hip hop album, in my opinion. Doggy Style. You know what I mean? Snoop, what's up, man?
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Let me
I'm
ask you
going.
this.
I'm going there. I'm going there.
What
I'm going there.
you doing over the chronic?
I'm going doggy style over the chronic all day, every day. No disrespect to the chronic. I know the chronic. Listen, the chronic was first. I get it. I get it. But when it comes to my memory bank, when it comes to a time in my life where I just I just thought Snoop was the great. No, no, not even a doubt about it. Was the greatest hip hop artist I ever seen in my life. Like, talk about and this is the Zone Sports Podcast, by
Pew,
the way.
pew, pew.
You know what I mean? Talk about somebody coming off the alley oop like
Yeah.
nobody else has ever done in hip hop history. That ain't talked about enough. We've had, the alley oop thrown, i.e. Ghostface on the purple tape. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? We've had the alley oop thrown, i.e. Iron Man with Capadonna. We've
Yeah.
seen it before, you know what I'm saying, in some form of fashion. I'm sure the list goes on and on. We've seen it with Dice Raw with the Roots. We've seen it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like we've seen just spin-offs come from somebody's leading album, right? I don't think nobody's ever done it better than Snoop. Talking about coming off a classic like The Chronic. Talk
Yeah.
about coming off because to me that was his Raekwon the Ghost purple tape style. That was Dre's Raekwon the Ghost. It was Snoop on The Chronic. You know what I mean? So talk about coming off I ain't nothing but the G thing. Let me ride. The list goes on and on. Like, come dog, pump. Like we know the impact Dre Day, the impact that Snoop had on that Chronic album. We know everybody was looking for the Snoop album off
The
the
most
Chronic.
anticipated album outside of Get Rich or Die Trying. What's your you know what I liked about that real quick is that was back then when Snoop was more lyrical with the wordplay.
Had to be.
And my favorite song off the Doggy Style album, which probably, I mean, the whole album gets props, but it wasn't released, the Shiznit, where he just blacks out.
Da 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 da
Yeah,
da 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 da
that
da da
Snoop
da da
goes
da da da.
crazy.
He lost his mind on the shiznit.
Yes, he
He
did.
lost. Bro, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Listen. Coming off, and this don't get talked about enough, yo. Coming off that deep cover soundtrack, Snoop. That deep cover soundtrack.
Yeah.
You had to be. Yo, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Doggy Style came out when I was in the fifth grade.
Okay.
I remember it like nobody's business, yo. I went on the field trip, right? And I hate to even bring, people names in, you know what I mean? But if you from Kinston, you gonna catch the references, you know what I mean? Yo, I remember clear as day. L'Oreal had a copy of the album that her older, she had an older brother
Yeah.
Nick, that Nick
Nick.
had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she had a copy on the bus. She probably remember this. She had a copy on the bus, and she let me hear it going down to whatever field trip we was going to. I was so mind blown in the fifth
Oh,
grade
yeah.
listening to dog. First of all, I didn't even know what doggy style was. I did not know. I did not know in the fifth grade. I thought it was just a play on his name because they had marketed it so well that
Yeah.
I didn't even know. And I didn't even understand the cover. I just thought, yo, I just knew this is how you know you got hip hop in you. When you
Yeah.
just know something that's fire, but you just can't quite understand why
You know,
this
it
is
sounds good
so
though.
great. You just know
Yeah.
this is what it's supposed to sound like. I'm in the fifth grade and all I hear is da 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 da. I'm like, yo, why is he rapping on this? The deep cover record. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, what is this? This is too hard. Pause.
Okay.
The Dre Day, I ain't even quite understand why they like the Easy E references in Dre Day.
Right.
It did to hear it on the album, like the Chronic, where it was just cussing and not the not the video version I was used to. My eyes used to get so big, like, oh my god, my mother hear this coming out of my Walkman, it may be over. I didn't understand. So I'm listening to the Doggy Style album. My eyes just so big, just going to this field trip, and I just remember like, yo, this is great. This
Yeah.
is besides the Woo and a couple of other people back then. I was like, yo, Snoop is the greatest rapper. He coming off the "What's My Name" single,
Yeah.
transforming into a dog in the video. People wasn't doing that, Corey.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah. Nah,
about probably
that was
blowing a
dope.
budget. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why to me, doggies, and again, listen, I know the Chronic set it up. I get it. But sequential wise, track for track, I got Doggy Style over the Chronic. I just do. It's too. You come on, bro. You come on. First of all, you come on in the bathtub with a shorty on the intro. The intro is called Bathtub, and then not to mention how he sequenced it like you was listening to a radio station.
Yeah.
Everybody love to hear this shit on W Balls. Like, yo, that was crazy. Like,
That was new.
like that, nobody was doing that other than Drake had his joint set up how like with skits like how they was on game shows and all that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was no bro. Originality, they are neck and neck. Chronic Doggy Style, but just track for track, I gotta go with Doggy. It's too it's every bro. It's the shiznit. It's
Just it's crazy.
it's the slick Rick joint he did over.
Yeah, the Lottie Dottie.
The Lottie Dottie is
Yeah.
Doggy Dog World with the dog
Yeah.
pound on there, bro. It's for the G's and the hustlers.
They
You know what I
was it was real close though. I really consider really like I still rock with the Chronic probably over Doggy Style, but to me, really, to me, Doggy Style was just the Chronic part two. It just featured more of Snoop than anybody. And let me tell you a quick a quick story because you said you didn't know what you was listening to, right? But you just know you liked it. About like you, we're not too far apart in age. I was probably like in the sixth grade,
mean? Yeah,
and just like you, I got dubs. Like my parents, I mean, really crazy at that time was that I could actually get those records if I really wanted to because my
yeah.
parents were paying no mind to the parental advisory stickers. She just thought that was part of the design or whatnot. But I didn't have the guts to really sit up here and kind of spill the beans. And so I always caught a dub. Shout out to my man Tony Harvey, and Tyranna's brother. I caught a dub from him, right? And so that's how I always got like my death row stuff and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't even know the word biatch was a curse word, right?
Me either.
And so I'm saying the word, I got my Walkman on in the car with my mother, right? And I'm knowing enough to bleep out the words. And I'm like, everybody's throwing them up, biatch. And she was like, what's that word? And I said, I don't know. It's just what they saying. I was like, boy, you listen to some crazy stuff. And it wasn't until I was old, I was like, ugh, I cursed in front of my mother. That means
Mm.
the B word. And I was like,
And see, that's why the album was so crazy. He was coming with his own type of slang. Back
yeah,
then, people was coming with their own slang.
yeah,
Snoop, the Woo, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Mob Deep. Like,
Yeah.
I used to get my dubs from, shout out Tremaine Smith. You know what I mean?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, yeah, the
He's
homie.
let me tell you something, man. If it weren't for Tremaine Smith, I would have never heard the Infamous album.
Mm,
He had the original Infamous album. He let me hold it because we literally live on the same street, Darby Avenue. I mean, literally houses up the block. He said, "Yo, man, just go to the crib and make a dub."
yeah,
I got my tape. You know what I mean? Had to
yeah,
put I had to put my my tissue in the side of the tape. You know how
So you
that
can
joint used to
record over
go,
it.
so I can record over. You know what I mean? So I got to double that joint, and then when you turn it on low, the volume on low, it kind of dub a little bit faster. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that. So
I ain't know that.
yeah, if you turn it on low, it kind of dubbed it faster. He put me on to that. Got to dub that infamous, bro. And all I remember was just hearing the first track of the infamous, bro, and Prodigy and Havoc just ruining my life from then on out. And that was probably around sixth grade. I just remember it just coming on like because I didn't hear Juvenile Hell. I went straight into the infamous, and
Yeah, right,
I
right.
just remember
Thank
seeing the video of Survival of the Fittest, and then the album coming on with Havoc talking. You know what I mean? For those that don't know, you know what I mean? That beat coming on with those drums. You know what I mean? I keep it real packed still, like my man YG when the fool tried to play me with them up and them sways. I'm like, yo, what is this? Then I'm
you. Yo,
hearing
we were so spoiled coming up with music.
dog. What a time to be alive. I'm so grateful I was alive during
Mhm.
these times of the infamous album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 36 Chambers. It was written Illmatic. Uh, the
We had
DLC album. You know what I
multiple
mean?
classics coming out every year, it seemed
Too
like.
many. Ice Cube, the West Coast had it on Smash, bro.
The
Like,
death certificate, yeah. I mean, you go
bro,
on and on, yeah.
come on, bro. Come on, man. Yo, Lethal Injection. Like, yo, we'll be talking. Yo,
Say that.
bro, it was a time to be alive, bro.
Yeah, it was.
Cypress Hill, DJ Mugg dropping the Soul Assassin jump. And it
Yeah,
was, bro, and yo, Tracy Lee. Yo, that first Tracy Lee album was crazy, yo.
yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, that first Tracy Lee,
yeah. That was a slept on one there.
dog. Shout out to Tracy. And real quick, shout out to my guy, So Soon up in New York, man. We was on tour together, and
Mm,
we had a bonding experience over the Tracy Lee album. Like
mm,
he's one of the like few people I know that really respect that Tracy Lee album. How
yeah.
it would need to be respected. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
shout out to my guy So Soon up north in New York. You know what I mean? You know, speaking of shout outs,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Corey, I came on this podcast last week. I did. I know I did because I was here when I did it. So I know I did what I'm getting ready to say I did because I was here last week when I did it. I came on this podcast, Corey, and you know, let me grab the mic like I'm Dirk Nowitzki in the post game. You know what I mean? Um, because I want to be clear. I came on this podcast, Corey, and I finally gave in to big up my Colts. I did. I came on here, Corey, fired up too. Even owed my mother an apology. Fired up, Corey. Said we was gonna win the division. Said it was in the bag. It was in the bag. Have I changed my mind about that, Corey? Due to this recent loss that we took from the Rams? No. I'm still standing with the
Okay,
Colts
good,
winning the
good.
division. I'm still doing it.
Okay.
But Corey, oh, pardon me, my light went out. My bad. Corey, I'm here to do my version of the what the hell segment to start the show off. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were busy Sunday or you was under a rock, the Colts play the Rams. The Colts lost to the Rams. Oh, Paul, let me get my light right. Hold on. There we go. The Colts lost to the Rams 27-20. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rams did not beat the Colts. The Colts beat the Colts on Sunday. Corey, I want to give a big, and I mean a big, what the hell to Adonai Mitchell. How the fuck you pronounce your name? I want to give a big shout out to you. Man, I want to, ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday, Mitchell had a clear touchdown. Clear touchdown. Nice play too. Nice run. Oh, nice play. He did his thing out there, Corey. He did everything, Corey, but crossed the fucking line with the ball. He did everything right. He ran into the end zone. He celebrated, made a hell of a play, but forgot to run into the end zone with the ball. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is one of the first things you learn playing football in order to score. Put the ball over the line. Corey, he dropped the ball. Let me tell you something. I was reminded of the great but not so great Leon Lett. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you a time back in the 90s when Leon Lett, who picked up a fumble and was getting ready to run it into the end zone to make a defensive touchdown, went in, had his arms out before he could get to the end zone on his celebratory type shit. And guess what? Don Beebe of the Buffalo Bills comes from behind, knocks the ball out of his
Took it
hand
right out. Yeah.
for a touchback. Leon Lett was right there, the same as Mitchell. But this is what happened, Corey, when you put the cart before the horse. All the YNs out there, listen to me good. We all want to celebrate. We do. We love the celebration. But let's get the ball across the line before we start doing all these celebrations that we're sitting at home in front of the mirror practicing. Let's practice basics about getting the ball across the line. Ladies and gentlemen, if he doesn't drop that ball and before he gets into the end zone, this game goes into overtime. This game is 27-27 in the fourth. Now, mind you, Daniel Jones, he threw 2 picks. Okay. But he still had a hell of a game. Corey had an 80% QBR.
Yeah.
He did. He did. He had an 80% QBR, Corey. But again, Corey, the Rams didn't beat us. Granted, they played a great game, decent game. They're not the reason that the Colts lost. They're not the reason that the Colts are 3-1. We are single-handedly the reason, and when I say we, I mean you, Mr. Mitchell, are single-handedly why we lost that game in our 3-1, Corey. That's it. Big what the hell to Mr. Adonai Mitchell for you doing all that for making a hell of a play and doing everything right. But the most important part, which is putting the ball across the damn line. That's all I got, Corey. That's it.
And this is how I know we're locking step. Because I was going to give him the what the hell if you wasn't going to. And when I saw it, I'm just like, oh my God. He joined the club. He joined the club of Leon Lett. He joined the club of Deshaun Jackson when he was with Philadelphia. He even joined the club of your boy, Jonathan Taylor, who did the same damn thing last year that cost him the game. I don't have any words to express how I don't understand how you can't, because the play is dead once the tip toss of the ball crosses the goal line. Just try, and he fumbles it, and then it fumbles out of bounds. I'm just like, Big V is losing his mind. That's all I got. I have, you said it eloquently. I have nothing to add. Yeah, what the hell, my guy? Jesus Christ.
I'm still looking for my mind.
You're having a tough week with your guys.
I am. Corey, I really am. I really am, especially after I came on this podcast and gave them the salute that I still feel like they deserve. You go out there and you embarrass me and the whole Colts gang. And we love y'all. We love y'all. But here y'all go again doing things that shouldn't be done. Like losing the ball before you score.
That's a tough one. And me as a 49ers fan was wanting y'all to beat the Rams because that helps us out in the division selfishly. But yeah.
Speaking of division, Corey, let's switch lanes and jump into some college football. You know we love the college football, Corey.
Love college football.
And let me tell you, Saturday I was glued to this Alabama versus Georgia game. Corey, well, for those that didn't get to catch the game, Alabama beat Georgia, which is, I know you're like, yo, what are you talking about? Yes, Alabama beat Georgia, Corey,
Yeah.
24-21 in a
Wow.
close game.
Yes.
Listen, I watched every snap of this game,
Hmm.
every single snap. I did not go nowhere. I specifically set my day up for when this game came on. I was going to be home, locked in on this because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it for a few reasons. Number one, I wanted to see how Georgia was going to, not pardon me, I wanted to see how Alabama was going to do on the road. And number two, I knew that if they lost this game, those playoff chances were going to keep getting knocked down and knocked down more. Corey, I came on this podcast and told you that Alabama is in trouble if the committee takes that Florida State loss
Yeah.
into any kind of consideration. Corey, they came in this game uh ranked what, about 17?
Yes, they was ranked number 17. Georgia's
Georgia
number.
was number 5, right? Number 5.
Mhm.
Corey, let me tell you something, man. First of all, um, yo, big shout out to the Alabama defense. I gotta give some credit where credit is due. Big shout out to Alabama defense. Hell, big shout out to Georgia defense too. I
They
think
both pitched a shutout in the fourth quarter. Hey, won't nobody scoring nothing.
won't nobody scoring anything, and I love that. I love the fact how Simpson, the quarterback for Alabama, rallied the guys up and went out there and made sure the morale was high and had a hell of a game himself. Um, I think Corey, with this win, I think this puts Alabama back into the playoff talk. I think pulling
Yeah,
this win not only on the road, but I think they said that Georgia hadn't lost at home in like 6 years.
yeah.
That is insane to actually go down there because up until now you hadn't been tested with nobody. I think you played like you and UL Monroe and somebody else after the Florida State loss.
Little sisters of the poor. Yeah,
Yeah, you hadn't played, but this is battle tested right here, Corey.
yeah,
This may be a preview of the playoffs.
yeah.
And if so, Corey, I'm here for it. What a hell of a game, Corey. I actually thought this game was going to be one of those Auburn type games that might go into like 6 overtime, something crazy. I thought so, Corey, because man, talk about again fourth quarter, both teams locking down, nobody scoring. Like, and this game was decided only by 3 points.
Yeah.
I actually had nobody scoring over 21 points, but again, I was almost right, but I knew it was gonna get crazy, 48 and like that. I knew it was gonna be high, but man, I actually had Georgia winning this game. I didn't have Alabama winning, Corey. I didn't pick on my last podcast, but before the game came on, I picked to myself Georgia to win based off how Alabama played against Florida State.
Yeah, this was a huge win.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone is more happier than the head coach of Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, if I'm saying his name right. And the big deal is that this was on the road,
yeah,
and because you have to at least be able to compete with Georgia. Alabama's a different animal. They're kind of like how Duke and Carolina and maybe Kansas is in basketball, where you spoiled, man. I mean, it's almost
yeah,
similar to if you grew up as a kid being a Patriots fan, seeing Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. If you grew up, always seeing Nick Saban at the helm, it was no matter what college format, BCS, the top four, now the top 12, and God knows whatever they're going to expand it to now. Alabama can beat you in any format. And the way that Kalen DeBoer and Alabama been kind of losing their way, this helps at least for this season. Now it's still a long season to go, but right now, as the rankings stand, they're back to being top 10. They're right at 10, or whatnot. But doing this on the road was extremely huge. Kalen DeBoer can breathe a sigh of relief, at least for maybe the rest of this year. Now, granted, it's going to take, you got 70 million to buy him out. I'm not quite sure he's going to be going anywhere. But no, this was used. It needed to be done. Shout out to both defenses. They kept their composure. Because I'm with you. I thought Georgia was going to win. I didn't think they was going to run away with it. But if I had to put money down, I
Yeah,
was going to pick money on Georgia. Easy. At home, easy.
yeah.
Be safe.
Especially being the fact that they hadn't lost in the last 6 years. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like, you know, I think, going forward, we may have to owe Alabama an apology, Corey, because
You
we
might.
we said that, they may need to be beating down Nick Saban door to come back.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I tell you what, go ahead, BB. I'm sorry.
like I said we may have to walk that back. I don't know, Corey. I don't
All
know.
right. Can I tell you the next game?
Who they got?
Vanderbilt. Now I know what you're thinking. It's Vanderbilt, right? Keep in mind, they lost to Vanderbilt last year. Keep in mind,
Really?
yes, yes. Keep in mind, Vanderbilt is ranked number 16 this week, Big V. Big V, let me tell you,
I didn't know that.
Vanderbilt has beat this year. All right.
Okay.
They beat Virginia Tech, ACC. All right, cool. I got it. They beat 11th ranked South Carolina, right? And then they got Alabama next. Now you may say, well, okay, that's not a big deal. No, 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 no. I get it. Alabama, they got Missouri and Tennessee and all them coming up next and ending it off with Oklahoma. This Vanderbilt game, you might want to tune into it because
Okay.
Vanderbilt is sneaky good. I'm not saying they're going to hit the college football playoffs, but
Okay.
there's a team just like last year. You come in there with your pants down, you're going to get beat by Vanderbilt, by those nerds, by those football nerds. This is what they do, Big V. This is their claim to fame. Yeah, they're an SEC team, this, that, and the third. But, man, now the only thing is, it is at home for Alabama, so they should be okay. But Saturday, 3:30, you might just want to peep in and out that game just to see how it's going.
Okay. Okay.
Because Alabama didn't get their ass whooped by Vanderbilt last year.
Hey, okay, I didn't know that. I'm gonna definitely have to tune in and see how that's gonna go. You know what I mean? Last night though, Corey, I tuned into some good MLB baseball. Man,
Love playoff baseball, man.
gotta love it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the wild card game was last night, game one of the Boston Red Sox versus my New York Yankees. And my New York Yankees end up losing last night, Corey. Man, 3-1 to the Red Sox. I caught the fifth inning on of this game because I wasn't home. So when I got home, I tuned in, put it on the screen, and I watched it, Corey. And let me tell you, um, we couldn't get hot at all, Corey, from that moment on. We could not get anything going. It's really starting like the seventh inning. We could not get any bats hot at all. We could not. We could barely even get on base, Corey. Let me tell you something. And I hate even giving anybody from the Red Sox props because I hate the Red Sox. Any
Yeah.
team from Boston, I hate. I'm an LA fan through and through, Yankee fan through and through. No love for the Mets. No love for the Red Sox ever. No love for the Celtics ever. Nothing of that nature. No. But man, I gotta give credit to Crochet. Let me tell you something, Corey. Crochet set down 17 back-to-back hitters of the Yankees. He set down Judge. He set down Chapman. You name it. He set them down. Stanton. You name it. He set their ass down, Corey. He did.
Yeah.
He set them down. I watched it from the
They do
seventh.
good, man. Yeah.
Dog. As the kids would say these days, I wasn't familiar with his game. I wasn't. I wasn't familiar with his game, Corey. Yo, Crochet pitched a hell of a game. I mean, I'm talking, dog, from the seventh inning on, dude on was on fire. Only thing he didn't do was close out. They bought him the closer, you know what I mean? And the closer ended up closing the game. Shout out to him. But Crochet pitching was unbelievable. Um, I thought there in the ninth inning that the Yankees was getting ready to rally. We had the bases loaded, Corey. I just knew that
No
all it,
outs, Big V.
no
No outs.
outs,
Bottom
ninth,
of the ninth.
top of the ninth, really too. Well, it was like because we either way, no outs,
Yeah.
zero outs, bases loaded, Corey. All we needed was one. But I forgot the guy who ended up closing the game for the Red Sox. Talk about a hell of a close. Talk about the pressure of that close. You got three guys on base with no outs. Talk about having to get three people out, Corey. Talk about that pressure right there. Talk about having to get three people out to close this game out. Three outs.
Yeah.
Bases loaded. No
And
outs. And it happened, Corey. Corey, when I tell you, man, if we don't get some hot bats going this next game, it is not gonna look good, Corey. I think with the how the wild card go, it's like the best of three.
yeah, best 2 out of 3.
And right now we're down 1-0. I think they may play tonight. I'm not
No,
sure.
they're on right now. They're at 6. Y'all up 2 to zip right now.
Okay. Um, yeah. If they don't get some hot bats going, Corey, tonight, and if the Red Sox have another pitching night like they had last night, we won't win this series, Corey. And to be real, I can't even tell you the last time that we went head to head with the Red Sox and it turned out good.
You know, I know you got to be having a hell of a week with your team just blowing stuff when it's in the bag. Big V, I'm about like you. I caught it a little bit earlier than you. I caught it about like in the third. Anytime Boston and New York is playing, especially in the playoffs, I'm going to watch.
Yeah,
And so I'm watching this game, and it gets, what, to like about the sixth inning, going into the seventh,
yeah,
and boom, today it's getting ripped. Your manager for pulling out Max Fried while he was hot. And look, I'm not. I know how to follow baseball. I don't know this how to strategize like I would like in football or basketball. Like I don't know anything about that. All right, I'm gonna tell you how my Oakland, well, don't not even Oakland Athletics do when I'm playing the show 25, getting beat down 3 ways from Sunday. Big V, at least on a video game, because it ain't like I can really see him on TV because we stink. We don't. I think we had one game on TV all year. That's all I get to see. I don't have the MLB channel, and no, I'm not paying for extra innings just to see us stink. And a lot of our times our games come on late, but we're not here to talk about the Athletics. We're here to talk about relevant teams here. But the point I'm making is that the bullpen stinks, right, for my squad. And so when I'm playing the game, I normally pull my starting pitcher out about maybe like the fifth, just depending on how things going, before I get like a reliever or and then put in the closer, yada yada yada. And so I look at my bullpen, Big V, and I'm gonna tie it back in a second. I'm looking at my bullpen, and I don't really know these guys that I'm playing with. Pause. And so I see the overall rating,
right.
58,
Yeah,
61. And it's like, yo, wait, we got a tie. We got a tie game. Like, I'm not putting these guys in. I go ahead and I pull another one of my starters that's like at an 87, at least a 78. So now, Big V, I have thrown off the rotation. So now I got a 3-game losing streak coming up, getting ghetto blasted in the video game. Now, from what I hear, the Yankees don't have a good bullpen. And you got to have one of those, a little bit that I do know, to win a World Series, right? And so I'm looking at it like, with that, boom, I don't know you should pull Fareed. But they said he was already at 99 pitches. And I get that, right? That's the strat because you don't want to kill him. And Tommy John is running around like Hulkamania back in the 80s and
yeah,
all that stuff. But then you just said it, Big V. This is the wild card. Now, keep in mind, they just changed the wild card format for it to be the best 2 out of 3. It used to be one and done.
yeah.
So I say all that to say, hindsight's 2020. I don't know if you pull out Fareed. He's on fire. I mean, yes, he did get a couple of hits in, but I can't remember who y'all put in.
They stunk. They stunk.
He totally collapsed.
Yes.
Totally collapsed. Couldn't stop a nosebleed. And then it's like on top of that, I'm watching it and it's in the ninth inning. I'm like, okay, New York got this, right? like you just said, I'm just reiterating what you already said, Big V. Bases loaded, no outs. And so I'm like, oh, I see Giancarlo Stanton at bat. From what I hear, y'all paying that mofo 300 million, Big V. And I'm like, I don't know what type of hitter. I don't know if he's a pinch hitter. I don't know if he's a power hitter. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that if I'm not mistaken, y'all was down by 2 in that scenario. So I'm like, but it's bases loaded. Like the NES video game from the 80s, bases loaded 1 and 2, one of my favorite baseball games of all time.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
like, I'm sure Carlos Stanton can at least be good for like a ground, right?
At least the ground.
Nothing.
Nothing doing.
You get a few other people up there.
Set them down.
And let me tell you something. Let me bring it back to the video game real quick, Big V. Because if I'm playing the show and I'm in that scenario where I have to get 3 outs with the bases loaded in the 9th inning to win the game, guess who won't be able to do it? Me. I'm going to stink up the joint, Big V. I already know how this is going to go. They know how this is going to go in the show. And and I'm sorry, his name escaped me. I don't know. I can't remember if Pochette finished the game or not.
No. They
He
brought
did.
in
Oh,
the black
oh,
guy who closed it. I forgot his name.
was it?
Pardon.
Okay. So to have that poise to be, and I'm with you. I'm a certified Red Sox hater. Like I don't have the allegiance to the New York Yankees like you do, but I ain't studying no Boston. I'm all like you, like anti-Boston, everything. And to have the poise to sit there and strike out 1, 2, 3, bases loaded, man, that is tough. That is tough. And real quick, Big V, as of this taping, it is Tuesday. I'm looking at the wild card game while I'm talking to you right now.
It's Wednesday.
Your,
Wednesday.
sorry, Wednesday. Thank
Yeah.
you. Your Yankees are up 2-0, as I stated. But right now, I'm looking at it. It is the top of the 3rd inning. Boston got bases loaded with no outs.
And it's too early. Too early.
Yeah,
Too
just I
early.
think you might want to know that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go in there and tune in, you know what I mean, a little while and see what they're gonna be doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Speaking of tuning in, shout out to everybody that be tuning in each and every week, each and every time we drop these joints. Whether you're watching the clips on IG, YouTube, social media, period, man. We'll appreciate the love, you know what I mean? We definitely do, you know what I mean? Keep tapping in, spread the word about the best sports podcast they never heard. You know what I mean? Yeah. Corey, you know I appreciate you, you know what I mean, each and every week, each and every time we
likewise,
drop
my
these
guy.
joints. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Y'all know how we end this thing, right? Y'all already know.
Hey. And shout out to my internet for not going out this time.
Yeah.